Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are back with another video, and about time I uploaded some origami content. And this video here, I'll be showing you guys my supplies. By the way, I did not mention this in the video. I do use headphones, wireless as well as wired headphones. These are both Skull Candy brand. So, enjoy the video. Tell me what you guys think, and stay tuned for part 2, which is how to detail your jets. So, on Discord, I'm known as the Origami Jet Guy, who basically, whenever somebody in the server kind of have a question, it's just like everybody just asks me, hey, can you help this dude? Can you see what you can do for this dude? And I'm like, you know what? I might as well accept my position. So in this video here, and this is going to be a video on all the supplies that I use and feel is necessary. So, yeah, let's just get started. Okay. So if the camera's a bit shaky, I'm doing this with one hand, so keep that in mind. So the first thing we're going to start off with is my paper. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sheets of paper, and these are all like my 5 main papers I will flock to, except this one. This one is, not really my main. So let's actually start off with the most commonly used paper that I use, and that would be printer paper. There's nothing really to be said about it, right? Printer paper is absolutely essential for me. I practice some models with printer paper. The other side, it's just plain white. I practice some models with printer paper. It's just anything that Jason Merrill uses comic paper for, I know I can use printer paper for. This is a great test paper, and I have made some mainline display models with printer paper. However, I will be saving this for my how to decorate your models video. I will be saving that technique. However, it's very simple to do. And so yeah, printer paper is the first one. Just gonna drop that right there. The next paper I'm gonna say that is kind of the second essential. Well, I'm gonna say essential, but it's very cool to make. This is tissue foil. So this is what I made. This origami. Excuse me. F-15 Eagle by Archangel. This is what I made. This is the paper that I used to make this. As you can tell. Now, the way I made it is by using this Elmer multi-purpose spray adhesive by Elmer's, or you could just if you're on Walmart, Elmer's spray adhesive. This is like $6, $6 to $7, not including shipping. Comes with a metal ball, as you can tell. I just sprayed this on some foil. You should know what tin foil is. If you don't, let me grab it. Yeah, so I just roll this out. Take some tissue paper. Tissue paper that you buy at the store or that you use to make double tissue. And, I just spray this onto the paper. Now, of course, I don't cut it. Like, I just basically roll out a big enough sheet and I just basically spray it, put it on there, then wait for it to dry. Then I take a pair of scissors and I cut the edge. I cut the blue side out. Then I flip it over. Same process with the white one. And that's it. And I just cut it out with a pair of scissors. And when it comes to cutting this paper, I recommend you use scissors and not a knife. Because if your knife is dull, it'll kind of just pull the paper and it'll tear it. So yeah, keep that in mind. The next paper, I'm just going to put you guys right there. I'm just going to put it right there, is, now these two might look similar, but trust me, they're different. This is double tissue and this is triple tissue. Okay, this is actually that double tissue. My bad, hold on. Here it is. This is triple tissue. The difference between these is this is 2 layers thick, this is 3 layers thick, and this is the exact same tissue paper that you find in the party section at your local dollar store or Walmart. I might just upload a picture of it, of what it looks like. Now, just because these are white does not mean that this is the only color it comes in. You can use whatever color. And double tissue. Well, yeah, double tissue and triple tissue is actually the most versatile paper other than, well, basically all the papers are versatile, but then again, you could customize these a little bit more. You can go more in depth. If you're curious how I make these, I mix, where's the bottle with it? I mix, 1 part white school glue to 4 parts water. So to put that in perspective, I use 1/4 cup of glue to 1 cup of water, or 25 milliliters of glue to 100 milliliters of water. You know. So yeah. By the way, there's another way to make it, and that's using methacellulose powder. But that's like $11. So you know. And of course, you do have the main line high gloss foil paper. Now the reason this is like this, the reason why it's like this is because I could remove this bottom edge right here, and I could get a perfect square because my nephew kind of jacked it up. Okay. So yeah, and I just realized I didn't show you guys what models I made with tissue paper. Okay. So this is what the result will look like. This once again, this is Archangel's F14. This is more of an early variation I made. So you know, this is what this paper yields. And actually, let me actually get this out. Let me actually unfold this. Okay. So this is what this paper would yield. This is 10 by 13 inches, but once you cut it down the size to a square, it will be 10 inches. So you know, keep that in mind. And so, so this is made with tissue paper, double tissue, except I use more of a metallic color. And I'm going to show you guys this one. This is Archangel's F14 Tomcat. Once again, this is made with tissue paper. Tissue paper is a very good practice paper as well because of how cheap and how abundant you can make it. If somebody asks me what caliber should I start off with, double tissue is the most common caliber, while triple tissue is more you know, manageable. However, I will lean more towards double tissue only because of how light it is, and you know, I'd rather my paper be too light. Well, I'd rather my paper be on the lighter side than the thicker side, because if it's lighter, it allows me to have more details, or it leaves room for details. However, this is Origami Jet models, so you know. And here's another example. Here's a turtle I made. And I will be making and like I said, this is just part one of the video I'm going to make. I'm going to be making a follow-up video on how to stylize your things. This is a turtle I made like 3 years ago. So, well, 2 years ago. So yeah, it really holds up. This thing just got crushed in my drawer. So yeah, it really holds up over time. Okay. So the next essential tool in my arsenal is glue. But you can't use glue for origami models. Yes, you can. Okay, yes, you can. It's perfectly normal to use school glue, white school glue in your origami models. Matter of fact, if I didn't use school glue, this model right here will basically be spread the hell out, and it will have no structure to it. So yeah, keep that in mind. I glued all the loose layers. I will be explaining this more in my video. Item is this little peg right here. Is this little clamp right here. Now, there is multiple clamps that you can use. Let me get this Tonka out of the way. There's multiple clamps that you can use to make your origami models. This is actually on the smaller side. I had this for like 4 years. So yeah, I had these like for 4 years. So, you know. The next thing is paintbrushes. Let me grab that for you guys. The next one is just having a set of paintbrushes, right? As well as a jar. This is, I think, a pickle jar, actually. So, yeah. So, you can recycle your jars. Just having brushes and everything. This will allow you to apply your glue. And also, this will allow you to paint your models as well. Now, if you're looking for a good set of paintbrushes, let me actually get that for you right now. I recommend watercolor aquarelle paintbrushes. As you can tell, you pretty much get every brush that you can ever want. Now, one paintbrush I would absolutely recommend you stay away from. And let me see if I actually have it on me. Because I thought I was being cheap. I thought I was being funny. I don't... Oh, there it is. That is these things. Stay the fuck away from these. They're only good, and I was watching Fearless Floors video. If you want to just, you know, have like a little bit of glue, you can put it on the end of this and like that. Now, I forgot. Now, this is more for adults. Another essential thing is, as you can tell, this cutting mat. This is 12 inches long, as well as a knife and, here it is, metal rulers. And as well as A pair of scissors. I don't feel like getting up to get them. You know what? Screw it. 1 second. Basically, something sharp, right? These are essential for me because this cuts my computer paper. So if you tear it by hand, it kind of gives you like that cotton-like edge, and I absolutely can't stand that. So this kind of gives me more of a finer edge. The box cutter and the metal ruler is to help me cut my paper on the cutting mat, as well as the scissors. But if the paper is kind of imperfect, I could just take the scissors and just give it a little snip. So, last thing, I think. Oh, I have scissors over here. Okay. So, last major thing is a pen, right? Well, no. This is not the last major thing. Is a pen as well as a box of tweezers, right? Let me get this open for y'all. 1 second. Tweezers. If you fold complex origami models, I think tweezers should be self-explanatory. They help with fine details and everything. Now, I do prefer the sharper needle nose tweezers. Focus. I do prefer the sharper needle nose tweezers. However, if I did have to pick one tweezer that I'll have to use, it would be these. I got these at my local grocery store. These are really handy, you know. So, last but not least, colors. And I'll explain more in depth on how to use these in my next videos. So next is colors, or markers and everything. Now Archangel made a video on that, but I will be kind of giving my personal take on the video. I use these Crayola blending markers. Okay, and let me see if I can open this with one hand. No, I cannot. So these kind of have like a brush nib or a brush point. It really helps me with wide areas and just swirling around. Next, there are these Sharpies. This has more of a bullet nib. This is good for fine detail work. I should be giving you guys examples of this. 1 second. So, this is what I use for the detail work on my things. However, as you can tell, they did bleed. So I didn't get a sharp edge, especially on the Decepticon symbol. Kind of looked like that purple bunny, Waluigi, I think, from Mario. So, So yeah, this is what I used. And as well as, now, these have a fine... So yeah, I know this is going to be bothering y'all. There you go. So, fine tip right there. This is just for like ultra fine detail. So yeah, now let's move on to miscellaneous. Like things you don't necessarily need, but I prefer to work with them. One more thing I forgot to mention. Paint. This is Crayola washable, but you can find like small little tubes of paint for like absolutely dirt cheap. So I get all my materials from Walmart, by the way. So yeah. So the first thing is some type of beverage. This is green tea, decaffeinated. I absolutely hate caffeine in my system. The next one is background music. I'm having the Halo 3 ODST theme song just play. And as well as, well, this should have been an essential thing. My cell phone, of course, I use this to watch videos as well as reference photos. That's a Corvette in the background. As well as one last thing, and this thing has saved my bacon a few times, especially in high school, is a nice little phone holder where I could just put my phone on, watch tutorials, fold the paper, listen to stuff. And if I had to say which one of these is the most essential, it will have to be the tutorial, then the music, because this, if it's quiet and I'm just folding, my brain would just basically go haywire. So yeah, that's... Side note, I almost forgot to mention my desk, my chair, and the lamp, but I feel like that's kind of common sense. And so, yeah, that's really about it. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned.